practical, practical, practical.
It refers to being useful, effective, or applicable in a real-world situation, often involving hands-on experience rather than just theoretical knowledge. Here is a sample sentence. She's very practical and always makes sure to pack a spare tire and other essentials when we go on road trips.
Pragmatic, pragmatic, pragmatic.
It refers to practical, efficient, and realistic in approach or decision-making, often prioritizing results over idealistic or theoretical considerations. Here is a sample sentence. She was a pragmatic person who always considered the practical implications of her decisions rather than getting caught up in idealistic notions. In this example, pragmatic means being practical and sensible, with an emphasis on finding effective solutions to problems.
Pragmatist, pragmatist, pragmatist.
It refers to a person who approaches problems or situations in a practical, realistic way without being influenced by emotions or ideology. Here is a sample sentence. After years of idealistic dreaming, she became a pragmatist and focused on finding practical solutions to the problems facing her community. In this example, pragmatist refers to someone who prioritizes practicality and effectiveness over theoretical or ideological consideration.
Prattle, prattle, prattle.
It refers to idle or unnecessary talk, often repetitive and lacking in substance. Here's a sample sentence. The gossip columnist was known to spend hours on her show engaging in frivolous prattle with her celebrity guests. In this example, prattle refers to idle or unnecessary talk, often about trivial matters.
Preamble, preamble, preamble.
It refers to an introductory statement or passage that sets out the purpose, principles, or context of a document, such as a constitution, law, or treaty. Here is a sample sentence. The preamble to the United States Constitution sets out the fundamental principles and purposes of the document, establishing the framework for the government and its relationship with citizens.
Precarious, precarious, precarious.
It refers to being unstable or insecure, often in a situation where something can easily go wrong or collapse. Here is a sample sentence. The tightrope walker's balance was precarious, and one wrong step could send him tumbling to the ground. In this example, precarious means being in a state of uncertainty or instability, where a small mistake or change can have significant consequences.
Precedent, precedent, precedent.
It refers to a previous event, action, or decision that serves as an example or guide for future similar situations. Here is a sample sentence. The Supreme Court's decision to allow same-sex marriage set an important precedent for future cases involving LGBTQ rights. In this example, precedent refers to a previous case or situation that has established a rule or principle that can be used as a guide for similar situations in the future.
Precept, precept, precept.
It refers to a principle or rule governing conduct, especially one that is moral or ethical in nature. Here is a sample sentence. The wise old teacher emphasized that honesty was one of her most important precepts, and she expected all her students to live by it. In this example, precepts refers to principles or rules of conduct that are considered essential or fundamental.
Precipice, precipice, precipice.
It refers to a steep, often vertical drop or edge, typically in a cliff or mountainous terrain. Here's a sample sentence. The hikers stood at the edge of the cliff, their feet teetering on the precipice between safety and disaster. In this sentence, precipice refers to a steep or overhanging place, often with a sense of danger or risk. It's a great word to use when describing a situation where someone is perched on the edge of something, whether it be physical, like a cliff, or metaphorical, like a difficult decision.
Precipitate, precipitate, precipitate.
It refers to a sudden or immediate action, event, or reaction, often without warning or deliberation. Here is a sample sentence. The sudden rainstorm caused the hikers to precipitate their plans and head back down the mountain. In this example, precipitate means to bring something about or cause it to happen suddenly, often as a result of some external factor, in this case, the storm.